This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Parshas V'aschanan. Parshas V'aschanan, we're going to read it tomorrow already. Why is Parshas V'aschanan the first Parsha after Tisha B'Av? Well, on Tisha B'Av, we weren't allowed to learn Torah. Okay, you ready for this Chidush? I can't say it on Tisha B'Av. I'll tell you soon. It's really very good stuff. But why do we lay in Parshas V'aschanan after Tisha B'Av? So the Avodas Yisrael, the Kazhan Tzemagid says, we're now to learn Torah on Tisha B'Av. So when Tisha B'Av is over, we need to have a new Kabbalah HaTorah. So we're going to read the Kabbalah HaTorah, the Aseres HaDibros, after Tisha B'Av. What else do we have in V'aschanan? We have Shema Yisrael. We have Shema Yisrael in Parshas V'aschanan. You know, the Kalva Rebbe sent a tshuva to Rabbi Yashiv that the Kalva Rebbe wanted to institute that in the aftermath of the Holocaust, after davening every day, we spoke about this Wednesday night, we should institute that all of Israel, all of Klal Yisrael, should say Shema Yisrael and unite with the Kedoshim. So Rabbi Yashiv said, okay, well, we can't make new enactments. We can't add to the protocol. We can't add to the program. The program is the program. No adding. And furthermore, I don't know what you mean to unite with the Kedoshim. The Kedoshim are upstairs. How do you plan on uniting with them? You know, you're showing solidarity. So I think we could explain at least what the concept of that the Kalva Rebbe was aiming at. There's an amazing Tosfos in Masechta Chulin. The Gemara tells us, and after saying many controversial things this Tisha B'Av, this will be from the lowest of the totem pole, but they asked Reb Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, if people were killed in the Holocaust, are they automatically Kedoshim? Now, we definitely call them Kedoshim. Like the maxim in Klal Yisrael is anyone who died in the Holocaust is automatically a kadash. Or there's an idea, if you die because you're a Jew, you're holy. You died al kiddush Hashem. And Rav Shlomo Zalman said no. You know, definitely it's a nice thing to say. It's very PC. And you know, if anyone asks, yeah, kedoshim. But Rav Shlomo Zalman said the definition of dying al kiddush Hashem, listen carefully, is that when put to the ultimate test, a person has to make a decision. What is more important in this world? Is God more important, or my life is more important? So when you make the choice, when you choose between life and the Almighty, that's a kiddush Hashem. You're sanctifying the name of God. You're saying God is more important than human life. That's a kiddush Hashem. But when the Germans just mowed people down, whether they were Jewish or whether they didn't have a choice, says Rav Shlomo Zalman, someone who's just killed without choice did not die al kiddush Hashem. The Nesiva Shalom, the Slonimer Rebbe, therefore is very bothered. Philosophically, he grapples with, okay, 6 million people were killed. 6 million Jews were killed. Was their death purposeful? Yes, they died because they were Jews. Did many of them even know they were Jewish? Some didn't even know they were Jewish. Many of them, if they had the choice, we'll be finished by, you could leave tomorrow. We'll be finished by tomorrow. Many of them, had they had the choice, if they would have said, okay, you could convert, they would have converted. But they weren't given the choice. So what was the purpose of their death? Did their death have any toyelas? Can't say they died al kiddush. They didn't choose to die and maintain a steadfast to Judaism. They would have given it up. Some of them would have given it up if they had the choice. So the Slonimer Rebbe offers the following approach. There's a Gemara in Chulin Zayin Amud Beis. The Gemara says, Yisrael Kedoshim Hein. The Jews are holy. Yesh roitze ve'ein lo. Some people want to give tzedakah, but they can't. I know a lot of people like that. They want to give and they can't. V'yesh sheyesh lo ve'ein roitze. There are those who have and don't want to give. I know a lot of people like that also. You have people, they want to give, but they have no money. You have people who have money and they don't want to give. So Tosfos asks, the guys that want to give but they don't have, I understand why they're holy, because they want to. But the guy who has money and doesn't want to give, why is he holy? So Tosfos says he's holy because he gives anyway, even though he doesn't want to, because he's embarrassed. So since he gives, even though he doesn't want to give, he's holy. So the Rebbe Reb Zusha had the following question on Tosfos. The guy's giving tzedakah against his will. He doesn't want to give tzedakah. If you ask him, do you want to give tzedakah? He says, no, I don't want to give. But the guy on my right is giving, the guy on my left is giving, so I have no choice. So why is he holy? I understand he'll get reward. But why is he holy? This is the question of the Rebbe Reb Zusha. The Rebbe Reb Zusha went to sleep. He had a dream. Tosfos came to him in a dream. Tosfos told the Rebbe Reb Zusha, what I mean is that Klal Yisrael is one unit. And some Jews supply the body of a mitzvah, and some Jews supply the kavan of a mitzvah. The Jews that give unwillingly, they're not holy by themselves. But they gave money. They gave $100. That's the guf of a mitzvah with no soul. Some Jews don't give. They want to give. They supply the machshava. The unit of the Jewish people then fuses together the dry, empty acts of people who have no ratzon, together with the ratzon of people who can't give, and that combines to create a beautiful mitzvah of giving with desire. Yisrael, the entity, the body of the Jewish people, are holy. It says in the Siva Shalom, many Jews died in the Holocaust. Was their death purposeful? It's not up to them, it's up to you. It's up to you. When you say Shema, okay, we say this all the time. The Shulchan Aruch says you should say Shema be'ema, uv'yira, uv'reses, uv'zeya. You should say Shema with fear, with dread, with trembling, and with shaking. Can I ask you, why is Shema such a traumatic experience? Shema is very pleasant. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Why do you have to say Shema sweating, trembling? The answer is, says the Rashba, the kavanah one should have when they say Shema is that if one would ever be put to the ultimate challenge, that's what we spoke about this morning. If ever faced with the ultimate challenge, I am willing to give up my life for Hashem. That's the kavanah of Shema. It's not a chumrah, it's not a nice thing to do, it's not a beneficial thing to do, it's a halacha. When you say Shema, you should imagine, if ever put to the ultimate challenge, I'm giving up my life for God. That's the kavanah of Shema. And therefore it's a traumatic experience. You say Shema with fear and trembling and sweat. That's why the Gemara says if you're medakdik when you say Shema, they'll cool off Gehenim for you. They asked the Satmar Rebbe, yeah, but you're Hasidim, they don't pronounce the words correctly. So he said, I'll make sure they don't get anywhere near Gehenim. So they don't have to worry. But if you say Shema properly, they cool off Gehenim. Why? Because technically you imagine yourself in the fires, you'd be willing to do anything for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So the first idea is, today in the Kinus we spoke about Jews who gave up their life al Kiddush Hashem, the wife of the Baal HaTurim, and many, and the Balei HaToisus we read about in Kina Chaf Hei. And we spoke about Jews who couldn't overcome the challenge, who couldn't withstand the test. Right after Tisha B'Av, we have the Parsha of Shema Yisrael. As a reminder, make sure when you come out of Tisha B'Av, you'll be on the right side of history. Make sure that you take out of this day that if you'd ever be put to the challenge, you're going to know what to do. That's why Shema comes after Tisha B'Av. But there's another reason. And that is, did the Jews who died in the Holocaust, did they die al Kiddush Hashem? The answer is, says the son of Rebbe, if the survivors, when they said Shema with the kavana, that if ever put to the ultimate test, they would give up their life al Kiddush Hashem, their kavana to give up their life al Kiddush Hashem combines with the death of those who perished in the Holocaust, and together it creates Misa al Kiddush Hashem. So you want to know, did every Jew in the Holocaust die al Kiddush Hashem? It ain't up to them, it's up to you. If you have the right kavana by Shema, you supplied the kavana, they supplied the act. Says the son of Rebbe, why do we say Av Harachamim? Right? Oh, let's have a moment of silence now for those who perished in 1648. You think that does something for them? You think they're upstairs. You think your moment of silence of saying Av Harachamim does something for them? It's not for them. It's for you. At that time, one should have the kavana. They gave up their life, and I'm willing. And the combination of the two elevates the status of the Kiddush Hashem, of those people, to a Yisrael Kedoshim. Yisrael as an entity, they are Moiser Nefesh HaKiddush Hashem. Some with act, and some with machshava. Over Tisha B'Av, we read about many thousands of Jews who gave up their life. They gave up their life. They were killed. Did they die al Kiddush Hashem? They died because they were Jews, but did they die because out of Kiddush Hashem? The answer is, wait a second, Parshas Va'eschanan. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Tisha B'Av is not complete until every Jew is mekabel the Omach Shamayim with the Parsha of Shema and accepts upon themselves V'ahavta es Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'oidecha. Kavana of Mesiras Nefesh. That's why Shema follows Tisha B'Av. You know, every other day of the year, the Iker Tefillah Shachris, we put on Tasim Tefillin Shachris. There's one day of the year that the Iker Tefillah is the Tefillah of Yitzchak Avinu, Mincha. On Tisha B'Av, the Iker Avoida is the Avoida of Yitzchak, the Avoida of the Akedah, the Avoida of Mesiras Nefesh, of giving up oneself al Kiddush Hashem. So we hope that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should accept our very meager signs of Avelos, and we should be Zoicha to be among those that Kol HaMisabel al Yishalayim, Zoicha V'roya B'nechem Asa. The fast is over at 9:05. For those who want to do Kiddush Levana right after Marav, you can do Kiddush Levana after Marav. L'chadchila, one should do Kiddush Levana in your shoes after eating. So at 10 p.m., back here in the shul, if anybody wants to come back, will be Kiddush Levana for those who want to return to do it mivusam bibigadehem and after breaking the fast.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.